Hello everyone, it's Brett here, I'm Lionheart84 and just going to have a quick look today at a fig, it's a fig tasting actually, or it's a bit of a comparison really between a typical shop bought fig here, which are absolutely dire, and if they're all you've ever had, you're not going to like figs, and one that I've picked in the garden today, which is actually a breba fig, but it's off an unknown variety. I bought the plant a couple of years ago off a chap in London. He just described it as a fig, as a plant that was sourced from a cutting in Cyprus. He doesn't know what the variety is, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I'm hoping the fig experts might have some ideas. I'm going to weigh it in a minute. It's quite, as you can see, it's quite a large fig, and it's actually, I describe it as a burgundy colour, sort of like a burgundy to brown colour. I mean, it's nothing like the brown turkey figs I get, and it's considerably bigger. But I mean, it's middle of September, and it's the breba that's just ripened. Should be okay to eat. As you can see, it's just starting to crack on the skin now, and there was no sap coming out of the stem when I picked it. And for people who are interested in the leaves, the leaf is a sort of like a three-prong shape rather than a lot of the figs, which tend to be 4 or 5. So it's a little bit light, but I think that's because the plant's not particularly healthy. And I was going to compare that with a typical shop-bought fig here. Skin like leather. This is sourced from Turkey, and this variety is called bursa. And you just buy them in a packet of 4 like this. It's come from the local supermarket, and they're all a similar sort of size. This one's slightly larger, but I'm going to weigh them and compare the inside so you can see what they look like. So I thought it would interest a few people to get a comparison between them, between a home-grown fig, which hopefully is going to be pleasant to eat, and the shop-bought ones. I'm just going to pause the camera and spin it round so we can have a look at the weights as well. So here we are, we'll flip the camera around so we can see the figs properly and what happens when I cut them. So the first thing I thought I'd do is just a comparison of weights. This is the little shop bought one variety known as bursa. This has come from Turkey. I'm going to pop that on there, and that is 42 grams, which is 1.5 ounces, so a typically small shop bought fig. So we're just going to have a comparison compared to the one that I've grown from home. Okay, so that's 105 grams, so that's obviously substantially bigger, and that translates to 3.7 ounces. So that's quite a good, that's a pretty good size for a fig over here, especially mid-September, and being a breba fig as well, not a main crop fig. So that's taken all the way from May until September to develop and ripen, which shows how slow the things are. So what I'm going to do is have a quick cut of these in half, so we can compare them. So let's have a look at the bursa first. You can see it's dryish in the middle. It's got quite a thick, tough skin on it. A reasonably thin green area around it, but you can probably see that it's not juicy, although it's dark red inside, and it's actually got sort of these brown areas which indicate that it's drying out, and it will be a dry fig, although I'll taste it afterwards. Now, I've no idea how the other one's going to compare. So we'll cut this and see what this looks like. Now this is this is interesting. This is a much lighter green colour. It's way softer than the other fig when you squeeze it. It hasn't got any what I call syrup built up in the middle, and I've got another one on the plant which I'm going to leave longer to see if it ripens up even better. But it's got this nice sort of light green this sort of appley green area with the pale pink in the middle. Look at the other half of it as well. Now it may well be that it won't be very nice to, it might not be that nice to eat, but we'll give it a try in a minute and see anyway. And it's got, as I said, it's got this lovely sort of burgundy, dark red to black colour on the skin. It's a very pretty fig, and I wish I knew what variety it was. So we'll pause the video, spin it around, and I'll taste them and see what they taste like. We're going to start by tasting this fig here. This is the bursa, and it's small and seems to be quite dry inside. So we'll just try it with the skin first. Dry, not very sweet, a little bit of juiciness in it. You can see why people don't like figs when they've only had shop bought ones, because that would not encourage you to eat a fig. The skin's quite hard and leathery. To be honest, you see how leathery it is. Look how easy it is to peel. You can peel the skin on this without any trouble at all. And I think as the skin's quite tough, it's probably going to be better to eat without it. So that's I've got most of the skin off there. We'll try it now. Not very sweet, no sweetness at all really. Obviously picked way before it was ripe. So let's compare with this homegrown one and see if this is any good, because I haven't had this variety before. It's the first one I've had off this plant, so it may well be really disappointing, but it looks like it should be a nice fig, but we'll try and see. Oh, chalk and cheese. It's soft. The skin is thin and soft. It's not the sweetest fig I've ever had, but it's juicy. It's got a nice. It's not one of those figs that people describe as having berry flavours. I'd say it's quite a mild taste, but what a nice fig compared to the shop bought ones. I wouldn't say it's at peak ripeness, or perhaps I could have, although the skin's cracking, it probably could have been left another day or two, but it's very pleasant. And of course we've had very cool temperatures for most of August, and certainly September's not warm apart from a couple of nice days we had, which probably helped it ripen, but we're not getting the heat you need to get the real sweetness in these figs. But certainly the difference between homegrown and that horrible shop bought one, there's no comparison. It is a mild flavour, a subtle flavour. It's not a strong flavoured fig, but perhaps a lot of people would like that. But very nice, and almost worth waiting 5 months for. Anyway, that's a homegrown fig. Don't know the variety. I'm going to post some pictures on the UK fig forum and see if anybody recognises it or has some idea what it's called. And I'll keep you updated. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Share the video with anyone you think might be interested in these figs. Look at that colour, lovely. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and remember to click on the bell if you'd like to get updates on new videos as they come out. I'll catch up with you on the next video. Brett out for now.